welcome. You're doing it again today, right?
Yep.
I'll be there.
Yay.
All right.
Dream baby.
Come on, play.
Coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends. They can watch you go down. I got mine too. So welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. I got a baby girl inside this house, and right now she's sound asleep. So it's probably best for the both of us if you just turn around and leave. Cause if you come in this fucking house, then you too gonna go to sleep. I promise you, boy, don't play with me. I pray to God my soul to keep. Especially this day and age, gotta handle shit our own way. With a 30-30 horse 12 gauge behind this door, you're hella weight. My old lady, she rides too, picking up every shell case, mopping up these blood stains, but she ain't seen a damn thing. Most of my people are convicts, hard-headed, no nonsense. So please approach with caution. You never know who's watching. You never know what's on the other side of that front door, and you knocking. Might step out like motherfuckers get the dropping. All the neighbors heard was a
Doomsday's coming. Doomsday's coming.
Well,
All units, mount up.
welcome, ladies. How are y'all doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm doing well.
Sophia.
I'm
Good.
doing good. Tired, but good, y'all.
Yeah. In the chat, how y'all doing?
Doing absolutely great. Hey, chat. How are y'all? Random, Yankee, Willow, SS, Stars. Happy Sunday. Yankee, Elusive, Keith. How's everybody doing? I'm glad to see everybody. Welcome to Scenario Sunday number 4. I can't believe it.
I know. Hi, Willowbug. Hi, Segment. Yankee. Stars. Hi, everybody. How y'all feel? How's everything? What's going on?
Hey, Miss Sharon. As y'all see, I have Carbon Q and Sophia B up with me. I'm so excited. I'll get it spit out in a minute. We're not talking about being up till 5 o'clock this morning.
I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with that. I am innocent.
Hey, Fawn, how are you, hon? Absolutely, Miss Sharon. Absolutely.
Everybody in chat, hi. Star, JL, Yankee, Willow, Sharon, Keith, Sekhmet. How y'all?
Hey, Miss Monique, how are you, hon?
Oh, Monique.
And I know Ohio is with her grandkids today, so
Okay.
I know she's enjoying that. Bug, what is up?
Hi, bug dude. Bug dude.
Bug, no talking about my cans that way. They will get sad.
And for those, hey, Susanna, and for those that haven't heard, there is going to be a Cannon Stream again today. Cannon Stream Part 2 for the weekend.
Right?
Got to get it in, you guys.
Yes.
2 weeks. 2 weeks without Cannon is going to drive me insane, truly. I mean, I know it's worth it, but you know. So yeah, we're getting it in this afternoon. So come join us if you want.
What time are you guys going on?
It'll be 4:00 my time. So let's see, you are east. So 7 p.m. your time.
Okay.
Yep. So I wanted to share something with everybody last night when we were on Sophia's stream. We were talking about WrestleMania because it is WrestleMania weekend. And a couple of weeks ago, I made a shirt purchase. And to me, this guy is one of the icons of not only the WWE, but WrestleMania. He had the longest winning streak in WrestleMania history. I think he's only ever lost at WrestleMania twice. So I wanted to share my shirt.
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
He was dope.
Yeah, and he actually was inducted into the Hall of Fame Thursday or Friday.
Good for him. Good for him.
Bug, you know me so well.
My favorite wrestlers were Road Warriors, Legion of Doom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's nearing 60 if I'm not badly mistaken, SS. Stone Cold Steve Austin did make a comeback last night. He wrestled his first match in 19 years and won.
Wow. That's big.
So,
who did he wrestle?
He wrestled Kevin Owens.
I don't think I know.
You ain't missing much.
Okay.
I mean, Kevin's kind of one of those that does what he's told,
Okay.
you know, and he was kind of told to, you know, go at Stone Cold. And of course, you know, well, I mean, we all know it's fake to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
They can still get hurt, but no Monique, but they need to. But unfortunately, a lot of them is actually starting to pass away.
Yeah.
Right, SS? Stone Cold was shit. He still is. Goldberg's pretty awesome too, Yankee. He is actually a former Georgia Bulldog.
Goldberg didn't he at one time wasn't he Dusty Rhodes? Was he related to Dusty Rhodes?
He wasn't, but Dusty Rhodes has two sons. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember who it was. Yes, you're right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Dustin and Cody actually came back to the WWE last night.
Wow.
And his first match with them in a while, he actually left the company that he co-owned with his brother to come back to the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
That's who I got him mixed up with, Goldust.
Yeah. Gold Dust was just, I
He was different.
I'm yeah, I'm sure outside the gimmick, he's probably a pretty cool dude, but I just didn't like the gimmick.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Hmm.
That's definitely old school right there, Monique.
Yeah. I liked all the bad guys, the Four Horsemen,
Oh yeah.
Ric Flair, Tully, Arn, all of them. I like them.
Yeah. My mom actually dated Ric Flair like 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
My mom was a big wrestling buff just like I am. It's ingrained in my blood, so. And when we have matches locally, usually I am sitting there in the audience somewhere. The Hardy Boys, yes.
yeah.
Hardy Boys is absolutely revolutionary.
That's why
Them and Edge and Christian. Sorry, go ahead, Carbon.
Oh no, they were doing Ric Flair's woo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just loved him. He was just a hot mess.
Yep. That he was.
And my favorite female was the Fabulous Moolah. She was just a whole she was a whole vibe. Good luck getting in the ring with her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, Triple H actually just officially retired. He has some health issues. I mean, he still be in the business, of course, because he is married to Stephanie McMahon.
Mhm.
So, but he'll be in the business. He just won't be able to wrestle anymore. He's got some heart problems.
Yeah.
But all right, you guys ready to get started?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Oh, hey, sweetheart. All right, which one of y'all wants to go first?
I don't know who that is. I don't know where that's from.
All right.
Is that my mic?
No, that's Serafina.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's my daughter. I'm trying to turn on my mic, but my daughter. No.
That's so funny.
And I honestly could see Serafina doing her own scenario.
Oh,
That little
my
girl is badass.
I had to come outside. She's over there just did it, and I'm like, hold on, give mommy a minute here.
He's like, the show is ready.
Right. Sophia, you want to go first or you want Carbon too?
It doesn't matter to me, Peach. If you want me to go first, go ahead. I'm ready.
Carbon, you want to go first or you want Sophia too? It don't matter to me.
It don't matter to me either. Shoot, I'm ready. Whatever.
All right, well, go ahead. Because I know Sophia has a scenario for me. And we'll wait till last for that one, being I'm host.
Okay.
I'm nervous. Lord, I'm nervous. Hey.
So you're waiting for me to give you the scenario, or you're giving me a
No,
scenario?
I'm gonna give you a scenario.
Okay, cool.
All right. I know you're in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm pretty sure you're urban, right?
I am, but where I'm staying right now is it's on the outskirts of the city.
Gotcha. I haven't done an urban one yet, not really. So I'm gonna throw you the urban one. You seem more street savvy, if you know what I mean, and I mean that in a good way. All right.
Okay.
Right. For the purpose of the scenario, I'm gonna put you in. Shoot, I know a few cities in Pennsylvania, but we'll go with Philadelphia.
Okay.
All right. You are in Philadelphia. You are at some kind of appointment, whether it's a doctor's appointment or whatnot. You have just got out of your car and went into the building.
Okay.
As you are sitting there filling out the paperwork, everything goes dark.
Okay.
All the lights in the building goes out. Your cell phone doesn't work. No one else's cell phones is working. An EMP has hit.
Okay.
What is your first steps in this scenario?
I'm gonna stay right where I am. I'm going to calm down, right? And I'm going to backtrack in my mind how I got into that building, where my car is, where the stairs are, or if I took an elevator. And then I'm just gonna listen to everybody around me. Once I walked in the building, I should have already scanned the area to see how many people were here. Where my exit, if that was the only door going in, if I'm just filling out paper, I highly doubt that I'll probably see an exit. It's probably just one door in, and then I would just wait because the first second it happens, everybody's gonna go bananas trying to figure out what's going on. Once it dies
Right.
down a little bit, I should either in my EDC bag, because that's the bag that you carry all the time. If my flashlight is not working, you said the what did you say hit? I'm sorry,
EMP.
EMP hit.
EMP. Yeah.
Okay. If that didn't hit, then I'll have a lighter inside my bag. If I need to see, I'm gonna light that. And then I'm just gonna, move from there, depending on how the people around me are behaving. I'm pretty sure the doctors or whoever gonna come out. If it's a medical building, a generator is gonna kick in somehow. Hopefully that's not shot from it, but from the EMP. But if it isn't, I'll just take it from there and I'll just find my way to my car. Once I'm in my car, find my way to my car, I know that I'm safe in that car because I know the car is mine. And I will wait it out after that. I don't know if my car is gonna start or not. If it's at daylight or if it's dark outside. I don't know. Depending on what it looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
It is daylight.
Okay, if it's daylight and I'm in a parking lot
Yeah.
and if I can find my way out, then and if my car doesn't work, I'm gonna find my way out and then I'm gonna make it back depending how far the building is. I'm gonna have to hoof it back to my house.
That's right. Very good. But yeah, most of the time, unless you have a like, I want to say it's like late 70s, early 80s model or before, that your car's not going to work if it has computer chips in it.
Right. So I'm hoofing it.
They picking at us about being in Philadelphia. Talking about watch out for Will Smith.
I like Will Smith. I think he did what he's supposed to. That's probably why he smacked him because he lived in Philadelphia. Let's see.
All right. Ring that Liberty Bell for help.
It's cracked. It's a wrap. No, I just make it back to my closest person that I know, friend or family, because my sister is out there. Whichever destination is closer, my sister or mine, then that's where I'm headed.
Good deal. Okay, so you've made it to your car.
Okay.
You've seen that the car is no longer operable.
Okay.
Of course, your car's not operable. No one else's is going to be unless it's an older model vehicle.
Okay.
All right. All communications is down unless they have been in a EMP proof container.
Okay.
You make it to your sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
Your sister is not home. Do you stay or do you continue on? the house is locked.
Oh no, I have a lock picking kit in my EDC bag. Believe it or not,
There
I just
you go.
for Amazon. I'm picking the lock at my sister's house. We're
Yeah.
good.
Hey, I don't blame you there. I don't blame you there.
Yep.
All right.
But to be honest,
You are,
I'm sorry. To be
go
honest, my
ahead.
sister and I have exchanged keys just in case of any emergency. Even before all of this started, she has us sent to my house and I have sent to her house, which I carry all the time with my other keys.
Right. That's like my dad and I. We've exchanged keys, and whatnot. Well, technically, he gave me a key. I don't even have a key to the house I live in. We never lock the doors because there's always someone here.
Okay.
We have a 23-year-old that, doesn't go anywhere except for to the doctor because he's not bed bound, but he doesn't like to get up and go. So
Oh,
absolutely pick that lock and help yourself to her wine cellar. um, they good. Okay, a week into the shift,
okay.
you are sitting there at your sister's house. Your sister and her family has made it home.
Okay.
You are beginning to see marauders.
Okay.
You see a group of 75 people approaching. Well, they're approaching the property.
Okay.
You have 15 coming towards the door, and the others are surrounding the property. What is your first steps?
My first steps. I think my first steps. I'm sorry. You said they surrounded the house.
Yes,
Surrounded the
the
house.
house is completely surrounded.
All right. So I'm gonna go to, depending on my sister's layout. We're going into her. Oh, actually, we're going into her bedroom. Her bedroom is on the top floor. It's only one way in, and you have to get through several floors. So that gives me a little leeway from one floor to the next floor as they're coming up one flight of stairs. She has two flights to get to her bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
First flight I'm gonna take out. I'm carrying, my sister carries, and one of my nephew also carries. So whoever we catching on the first landing, that's that it is what it is. I'm pretty sure more are gonna come up towards that. We're gonna go up to the next floor. Whoever has more ammo, my nephew, my sister should be next up. They're gonna take out a few more, and by the time we get to her bedroom, where her bedroom window is close to the neighbors, where it's not a far jump in between.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're gonna do because we're gonna get out of there. We're gonna shoot and get out.
Right. That's very good.
Thank you.
That is yeah, that is definitely something I never would have thought of, is basically jumping to another house to get out of the situation. That's very good.
Thank you.
75 peeps is a lot. Shoot it out or hide.
I'll shoot it out and run because eventually, if you hide, they're gonna find you. Somebody gonna find you. My
Right.
hope is they can work for it. You gonna chase us. We're gonna shoot it out and you gonna chase us.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Y'all make it out through, escaping through the neighbor's house.
Well,
Y'all leave. Y'all were headed into the country, I would assume.
mhm.
On the way out of town, y'all make it for 5 days without seeing anyone. As y'all, get deeper into the woods and whatnot, y'all start to see, encampments
Okay.
of other people. Sup, Hutch?
Mhm.
You and your group, are tight knit. Y'all have the means to protect yourself, but y'all are
Mhm.
running low on food.
Okay.
Are you going to hunt or are you going to maraud?
If there's encampments, I doubt if I'll be able to maraud because we're low. Um, I know my sister, she's not that type. Um, Let me see. My nephew definitely is with it. We'll probably look for our own food, definitely, because I don't know the people in the encampment. I think I would hunt for my own food and then just watch the encampment and just see what type of people are there, how many people are there. If it's just an encampment of maybe all women and children, very few men, or if it's all men and no women, me and my sister are definitely not going inside there anytime soon. We'll just take our chances on our own. But I'm gonna fall back, hunt on my own, and just watch.
Right. Would you have the means to barter?
If we're running out of my sister's house, I highly doubt it. We were doing a shootout and run. I doubt if we have anything to barter. In my EDC bag, I doubt it. My sister doesn't carry one, so I know she doesn't. Unless it would be skill wise,
Mm,
with cooking skills. I have other skills, but I don't know if I would, I don't know if they're prepared to do those things, but or if they have ammo or ammunition or, firearms like that for that. It depends. I would have to talk to them, but in order to talk to them, I gotta wait them out, watch them, and see what they're like. I don't know what these people are like, how long they've been there.
yeah. Hey, Backwoods, I hear you there. All right, you
Um,
make it past the encampments.
mhm,
You come into a smaller town.
okay.
As you're approaching the smaller town, you start to see blockades. There
Okay.
is no way around this town. There's been fires, and woods and all are still hot.
Mhm.
How do you approach these blockades?
The black apes, let's see. Again, a lot of my time is gonna be watching them. I don't know who's running it or who's doing it. If I sit back and watch them, I can kinda get an understanding of their daily routine, like when they
Hmm.
change, when they're, eating, when when the camp is quiet, when they're sleeping. I guess if people are patrolling, I'll get a timetable of that and also give me a chance to figure out how many people are in there. If not, I think it would be my gut feeling. I would have to look at my sister, I'd have to look at my nephew, see how they're faring, how I'm faring. If we haven't eaten or we're, desperate at that point, I might take my chances and deal with it, but for the most part, I'm watching them first.
Right. I completely understand. We're going to say that y'all haven't eaten in 3 days and y'all have all just drunk your last bit of water as y'all approach this town.
Mm, well, at
And they
that
do
point,
have patrols. They do
mhm,
have patrols 24 hours a day.
okay.
Th- They have the means of protection.
I think at
Go
that
ahead.
point, then I would have to approach them. I'm still gonna watch them for a little while. If they have an encampment or the town is crazy and there's a lot of ridiculousness things going on there, I rather deal with being in the woods. Something is gonna come up. We'll catch it. We can build our own shelter there. And that's about it. Unless
Also,
somebody's severely injured or absolutely sick, that would be the only way I'd really do it. But even then, if it's in the, sticks, I could build and take care of my own self at that point in them.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Sophia, do you have a cavet? Or as we call them, a caviar?
As you approach and you're watching this little country town and whatnot, you notice that it was essentially overtaken by a large group of marauders.
Okay.
And they're talking about fanning out into the woods to create a perimeter. You're in the woods, obviously, with your family. You all got a little sight, whatnot.
Okay.
What would be your plan upon hearing that they're going to fan out and canvas a 1 mile or more area?
A 1 mile or more area, then I'm heading out 2 miles out the way. That still gives me an opportunity to build another shelter and survive, find some food in there. I mean, if the again, this is all based on how I feel after I see the encampment. If they're just a group of people that's trying to maintain everyday work functions like cooking and they're, trying to go back what they're doing, then yeah, I would approach it and see what I could bring to the table. But other than that, if it's just lawlessness inside there, I'd rather deal with being on my own with my sister and nephew.
Right.
Hey, Rockadoodle.
It's a good plan. No, for sure.
Thank you.
Definitely. Definitely. She is very well prepared. You
I
got
try.
anything else, Sophie? Oh, yeah. That's the whole purpose of these scenario Sundays is, to come up with ways to teach each other, what we would do in a scenario that maybe they haven't thought about.
Right. Mhm.
Add to our repertoire of ways to plan.
Right.
And more than that, it makes you use your mind. It prepares your mind. You start thinking about these things. And I think, a lot of us, Carbon, in this community, we do, but people who may stumble, across these streams and whatnot, may not have ever thought, oh, well, this could happen, or, whatever the case.
You're right.
As it said, we can be as prepared with food and water and this and that, but if our mindset isn't prepared to handle the what ifs, we're gonna be screwed.
Yeah, you're right. That was actually a good scenario because we went from the city to the rural areas, which is that's different. There's two different things going on.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like I've lived in the country my whole life. And I could not imagine going through shift in a urban setting. I really could not. I would be completely lost.
Right.
You know, uh, my first plans of escape is get to the woods. Woods will provide you cover. It will provide you food, shelter, and it can also provide you with weapons.
Right. Hmm.
You can always make your own weapons from wood. I mean, it won't be as good as a, pew pew, but
Hmm. It'll
all
work.
right, chat, y'all got a caviar from Miss Carbon Q? But it's like Backwoods is always telling us, prepare your mind.
Right. And
I've learned. Go ahead.
this is why I love this exercise. I think it really gets you thinking. Even like when you're done, you're still thinking about it. And I know I do. I'm like, damn, what could I have done different or better? Or was that a good idea? I'd rather do it now than when it does happen, second guess.
Right. I absolutely understand that. because I'm the world's worst about second, third, fourth, and so on, guessing myself.
Right.
Everybody's like, but you look so confident. No, as I will look.
Sometimes when you're placed in a situation, you'll be surprised at yourself at the things that you'll do and how
Yeah.
quickly you come up with something.
No caviars, chat. Y'all awful quiet today.
Let's see.
Right, stars. Adrenaline kicks in.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Usually, stars comes up with some caviars.
Now,
Uh-oh,
Carbon,
here
let's
we go.
say, oh, go ahead.
Go
Here we
ahead,
go.
Sophia. Go ahead.
No, do Sekhmet. Go ahead.
All right. Your sister can't walk any further. You're low on ammo, and the group that is fanning out is on your tail. What do you do?
Let me see. My sister can't work any further. Okay, so my nephew's there. We would have to split up at that point. I will send him a different direction with my sister. If I already knew that they were only gonna go about a mile, and I'm heading out 2 miles, I'll send them way ahead of me, and hopefully, with just whatever ammo I have left, depending on how many people they're gonna send out. I doubt they're gonna send 20 people out, maybe 2, 3, 5, 4, I don't know, depending. I will say 4 the most, 3 the most. 4 since they'll go as buddies, but I'll take my chances with that. If it's my sister, I still don't know them. And I don't think I would wanna do it. Like, she can't walk because she just got shot or she just broke her leg, what part of that is. Like, where are we going with that one?
All right. What's
If
up,
it
Niecy?
Hi, Niecy. If it's just a broken leg, 2 twigs and a shirt or something and just rip it up and secure her leg, my sister will have to hop that out with the help of my nephew, and we're just gonna move out further. Now, if the
Right.
camp, like I said, if it's a camp that's, just trying to survive and they have, people there that's just living regular, then yeah, I will take my chances. But if not, I have to see, how it is. I don't know. 2 women in an all-men camp, that's not gonna be a good look at some point. She's tired and not conditioned to trek through the woods. Well, she's going to get conditioned right quick if she wants to live. They're on our house, and you better get going. Um, yeah, she's gonna move on. Even if my nephew has to help her, they're gonna move out. We're all moving out.
Right.
Because if I have to explain to her, like, they get hold of you, it's a wrap, you might want to get untied real quick, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. Better, if possible, make each if the encounter is unavoidable, lead them away from her and go back separate with it. It's a good point, like the doodles. Kinda, yeah, that's what I meant by splitting up to a degree. Let them get a head start. Break into 2 groups and go back behind the ones after you. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but even so, I don't have enough ammo. And if my sister's down for the count, then it's just my nephew, and he's not gonna be able to move because he's trying to protect his mom.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. Feeding off of that, as you guys split up, it's been about 4 hours since y'all split up.
Mm-hmm.
You go in one direction, they go in the other. You stop, take a break. You sit down for a minute. You hear your sister scream. You hear your nephew yell your name, and you hear it echoing through the woods. You get up, you're trying to determine which direction to go.
Okay.
You turn around and start going back the direction you came, only to realize as you're walking through, the woods have now been booby trapped. There's fishing line, there's a bear trap to your right, and there's fishing line connected between several trees, all within your path. You panic a little bit knowing your sister and your nephew could have gotten trapped up, hemmed up in one of these situations. How do you proceed to get to them?
Let me see. Y'all got me going through the woods and a booby trap. Let's all right, my sister down is a booby trap, fishing wire, tied to explosives. Right. How about we just say Carbon's dead at this point because I'm not sure. I got a shovel or something to go under the booby trap to another to the other end. He would still have to make noise for me to find him. I'm pretty much unless he has a lighter or something, but then that's gonna attract the other people. So this is why it's so important to have good conversations with your family. If he can get 2 rocks and just click them together every so often, so I know which direction to go to, that would be great. But if not, yeah, he's gonna have to keep making noise till I find them. That is crazy. Yeah, you got me on that one.
What's up, Miss Hutch? How are you?
If I cut
Stars. Star said you realize you have some following you that want to tag along. They mean no harm. They have no bags, but they have pews for adults. What is your plan of action?
I'm definitely gonna have to link up then. I mean, I'll have to talk to them, see where their head's at. They should want to talk to me to see where my head's at. And if it's more people, then we could definitely come up with a plan and we'll move forward from there. At that point, I really don't have any options. My sister's down. We're in a booby trap. We need some help at this point, or pretty much we're all done for.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's Georgia, you can ride those Georgia pine tops. When it was windy, us kids used to climb up on them and ride them. That's true, Brockadoodle.
Right. City girl, gonna fall in the booby trap.
I feel you. I feel you on that.
Right. Gonna fall in that booby trap.
You know, that brings up a good point. You know, like even let's say that Stars lived here where I live at, you know, and you know, even if we live next door, you know, we still have different situations, you know, as to how we grew up. You know, maybe I grew up, you know, running barefooted, you know, out in the country, and she didn't. You know, each situation is different. You know, no two minds think alike.
Right.
At all. You know, even your own family have different thoughts and different ways than we do.
Right. Definitely. But that is actually a good plan. If you are good at climbing trees and you could do that, then go for it. I think my thought pattern would be I would try to go under it, just dig a ditch. You said it's just wire going across, right? Dig under it so I can fit my body under it without touching it and get to the other side.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Barefoot in the city, girl.
My feet are very tough because I'm always barefooted for the most part unless it's extremely cold. And even then I just have on a thin pair of socks.
Okay.
But my feet are tough, but when it comes to walking on hot pavement, you can hang it up. I gotta have some shoes on if it ain't nothing but flip flops. All right, any more caviars?
Yeah. Yes, like that's a good communication is everything.
It really is. Communication is a key for sure.
And you really got to know who you're with. Like I know my sister's limitations. I know my nephew what he will do. Well,
Right.
yeah.
That is something that is absolutely paramount in knowing is, how the people with you are going to react, and what they will do, because you always need to think, 5 steps ahead, especially in shift situations.
If I tell my sister, if you don't get moving, your son's gonna die. Like you gotta move. She'll find some strength. My sister,
Oh yeah.
her kids. So I just have to get in my sister's head to get her motivated. And if that's what I gotta do, then that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna tell her
After
something.
meeting these after meeting these 4 people,
Yeah.
and within a short period of time you being able to evaluate them, you determine that, they're okay. You'll be on guard, but okay, having a little group is better than you being solo at the moment, considering the situation.
Yeah.
Y'all are able to navigate through the booby traps. About an hour in to your navigation, one of the people in your group unfortunately step on a trap.
Okay.
Y'all evaluate that at the moment you cannot stay with this group. One person decides to stay with that person who's been hemmed up. You and the other 3 proceed on. You come upon your sister. Her leg is trapped in a claw trap. Your nephew is crying. He's upset. He can't get it open. But further beyond them, you see movement in the woods. What is your plan?
Let's see. I'm gonna have to drag my nephew to the side. Both him and I'm gonna have to tell my sister, listen, we can't get you out right now. Stay quiet. Just, lay low as much as you can. She's in pain, obviously, so she might be making noise. And we're gonna be off a little bit watching her. Whoever approaches her, if they're there to help, I guess, we'll let them get her out the bear trap if they're there and they, point weapons at her, whatever ammo I have left, take them out. Yes, you should.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I'm pretty sure you answered SS's question there. She said, serious question for the chat. If a family member was holding you back, would you leave them behind?
Holding me back as far as doesn't want to go out and wants to stay where the drama is, or holding me back because they're afraid. Which one? Well, either one. My whole thing is if you can deal with this by yourself, whatever's going on, stay. Where either you're coming or you're not. And, and those are the decisions that you're gonna have to make. To me, if I don't feel like a situation is right, or we're not gonna be able to make it out the situation if we stay here, then I'm moving. If you're not moving, then you're free to make that choice.
Right.
And that's it.
Holding you back as far as survival.
Holding me back because she doesn't know how to survive. I mean, like I'm the only one prepping in my family, so I pretty much know if anything happens, people are going to look to me, or my family members are going to look to me. Other than that, again, you have the choice to come or you have the choice to stay. Whichever one you feel better with, it's up to you. But I'm leaving. Once I get it in my head, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go, and I'm out.
Right.
Whoever is coming, and whoever stays, stays.
Boy, our group comes up with some dingers, that's for sure. I love it. Miss Hutch is on be tripping her sister and let them have her.
And that's what it's going to come down to. If you want to stay here, stay, but we're gone. You're going to rip all this time and just sit there because they don't know what to do or don't believe in what you're doing. Exactly. Like, people still have choices, right? And you got to let whatever choice they make, that's on them. The choices I'm going to make is based on what I've been prepping for. You're absolutely right.
All right, Miss Sharon.
Yeah. Wednesday will be with It's a tough one. I would die for my sister, but if she doesn't want to go, you can stay. Good luck.
Right.
I'll give you a give you a firearm and some ammo. Some water and food.
Definitely. Absolutely. All right, Sophia, you ready?
Oh boy.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. That was awesome, Carbon. I appreciated that.
We're good. I had to think about a couple of those. I was like, wait.
Oh wait. Oh, okay. She's talking to SS there. All right, Sophia. And this one was actually suggested to me by Stars.
I'm ready for it.
All right. You and Chris and the kids have everything packed up. Y'all have everything in the vehicles as well as the U-Haul truck. Y'all have left home, heading for Pennsylvania. You get halfway there. There is a strategic nuclear strike, which has caused an EMP. Even though the boom booms have landed on the cities, you're still gonna have that pulse that knocks out the power grid, the computer chips, the whole 9 yards. You are halfway to your home in Pennsylvania, but none of your vehicles work. All your life belongings are in these vehicles. How do you proceed?
Okay, so I want to say my halfway point is going to be I want to say the halfway point is going to be about Missouri. Because from here to there is a little over 2,500 miles. Cut that down to 15. Okay. So obvious. Okay. Are we on highway? Are we driving through the country, or are we in a city urban area?
You are on the interstate in an urban area.
Okay, so obviously EMP, that means everything's knocked out. That means vehicles stop. That means interstate, there's going to be hella people. So, I mean, it'll be all of us getting out the vehicles. Really evaluating the area. I mean, there will probably be panic. I mean, we're talking an interstate. Cars are just going to stop. There's going to be accidents. So it'll be getting out, grouping up, obviously, between me, Chris, and the kids. It'll be grabbing bug outs. It'll be literally opening the gun safe in the U-Haul and strapping up. We will obviously be evaluating a map. Mrs. Hutch, and getting off the big highways, getting into the woods, we're gonna have to trek. I mean, if I do have Mrs. Hutch's contact info, that would definitely be a place where we would go. Essentially, we'd have our pit bull. My cats, unfortunately, I don't know that bringing cats gonna. I mean, as terrible as that makes me feel, y'all. I mean, the cats, the snake. Definitely going to bring our dog, like I say, and make our way away from the urban area.
High noon, Yankee. Native, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, Native.
It's high noon. Okay, you have Hutch and Mrs. Hutch's info.
Okay.
You're headed for their homestead. Of course, I'm assuming you're going to approach with caution. You see Hutch, Mrs. Hutch, and their son. Obviously, doing perimeter checks and whatnot. How do you approach?
Well, I mean, I'm going to make myself known. I'm going to, if Hutch and Mrs. Hutch are doing perimeter checks of their perimeter, I will step out. I mean, I'll step out. I'll put, I'll be like, Hutch, Miss Hutch, Sophia, and hope to God Hutch don't shoot me. He'll be like, this bitch, damn.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Damn it. I mean, shoot. No joke.
So something white and wave it, a white flag, like a t-shirt.
Yes.
Bug dude talk all the shit so he knows it's me.
Right? Hell no. Mrs. Hutch said that Hutch got her with the BB gun the one time. I ain't trying to get shot by Hutch. Nope. I'm gonna be hooting and hollering. Yeah, I'll probably be running my mouth. But he'll know it's me. He'll know it's me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh Lord. I'm just picturing this in my head.
It would be a freaking shit show.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, Native.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, he'll shoot. Yeah, he got me good. Bless her heart.
That's my worry. I don't know. Hopefully Mrs. Hutch will see me and pop him one. Be like, hey, Sophia.
Right. Be like, don't shoot. Star says on the interstate, your oldest says nope and starts the other way.
Oh. He does that, he's going to get horse collared and he's going to get redirected real quick. You. Because we're in a shift situation and you're trying to go the other way on the interstate.
Yankee said that might be the reason he shoots.
Right, Yankee? I mean, no. my oldest will be 14 tomorrow. If he tries to be like, mom, we're going this way, I'm gonna be like, nuh-uh. Because if we've got contact, whether it be, Mrs. Hutch, whether it's backwoods, since we're going to be, right within those kind of vicinities, depending on who's closer, we will evaluate the situation then. I mean, paper maps are always something every darn one of us should have, no matter what. And so that'll be it. I see, honey. Is getting to where I can.
It was from
as
my empty baby wipe paper.
Okay, baby.
And then I just stick it on.
Okay. Man, I went squirrel, y'all. I'm sorry, my daughter.
You're good.
And trying to do it under the cover of the woods, of the landscapes. That's the biggest thing. I will use the terrain. I will utilize it as best as I can, because in a situation like that, it's going to be complete chaos. There's going to be a shit ton of normies who are going to be panicking. So yeah.
Sister Marie said he'd know it was you in 2 seconds. No mistaking, Sophia.
Right.
Sophia has one of them voices that you just automatically know. Give me just a second, guys. I gotta run to the little girl's room.
You're fine, Peach. Go ahead.
Horse Daddy's winning.
Okay, so I have one. So you and your husband and your children go to Mr. and Mrs. Hutch's house. Your two families are now a small, family now, right? You guys are all bugging in together. Your husband and Hutch get into a heated argument, fighting, fist thrown, the whole kit and caboodle. It causes a lot of tension in the camp. How do you solve it?
Well, I mean, my immediate thing would be, okay, this is not working. We need to leave out of respect for Hutch and his family. We would need to leave. And if that was the case, then we would start mapping out our route. I mean, I know we're talking over 1,000 miles to our home in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
If it couldn't be resolved,
Mm-hmm.
it would definitely be, time to go, because Hutch and Mrs. Hutch don't need that in their life with the shit show. And I mean, they were kind enough to open up their homes and whatnot to us. So yeah, it's all right. And I'd pop my husband too. Damn it. No, seriously, it would be mapping it out from Missouri into Pennsylvania, and we would hit the road.
Star said you get Hutch, but he's dead. And you can't find the missus. Do you stay or move on? Poor Hutch.
Dang, Stars, that's savage. Okay, so we get there. Hutch is dead AF. Mrs. Hutch is nowhere to be found. Depending on what time of day this is, let's say it's, approaching evening, we would stay overnight to see if Mrs. Hutch comes back. I would definitely, I know that Hutch and Mrs. Hutch have a little bit of property. It would definitely be kind of just sit and wait to see if Mrs. Hutch is around, if anything has taken place, if she's in need of help. So we would definitely at least stay overnight, but within 24 hours, if she's a no show, nothing, it would be time to move on.
Okay. Did you check Hutch's little man cave that he has when he does the videos? What if
Yes.
she went and said,
Yes.
okay, you searched the property?
Every area would be searched just to make sure Mrs. Hutch ain't hemmed up somewhere and, gagged or whatever.
Right.
Good luck to any man who ever attempts to do that. No, it would be a full scale search to make sure that she's okay, to try to locate her. And if we didn't, I would want to stay at least 24 hours, because if she was out, or, when this took place and whatnot, um, she was out working or whatever, and she's trying to make her way back, I'd want to make sure that, we
Everything
could
was
meet up.
okay. So, I just want to get your thought on this. Since you already know Mrs. Hutch and Hutch are preppers, clearly have firearms. Why would you choose to stay only 24 hours versus fortifying this particular home because you know these individuals are well stocked, well prepared for whatever is to come versus going on the road?
Um, I would want to continue to move on because, like, in all honesty, I want to get to Pennsylvania, Carbon. We've got a house there, we've got property, so I want to get there.
Right.
I
So,
know that it's going to be a long trek, but if need be, I mean, no, you've got a really good valid point there. I mean, they're prepped up, they're stocked up, so why not stay? I mean, that would definitely be an option for us.
right, because you guys were en route to PA with all your belongings. So now
Yeah,
none of your belongings is at the new house in PA. It's on the
Right.
interstate.
right. So no, yeah, no, we probably would then. I mean, as much as I want to say, okay, yeah, we'll wait 24 hours and then we move on, but that's kind of shooting ourselves in the foot when we've only got X amount of stuff on us.
Right,
We've already made this long trek from where we were to their place.
right.
So yeah, no, we would tuck in and wait it out.
Okay.
SS said caveat. When the EMP hit and car stopped abruptly, it caused multi-car collision. Phones don't work. You can't contact Mrs. Hutch. Your dog is injured. The car is on fire. What are you doing?
All right, were any of us injured in it, or just our dog was injured?
I love it.
Right.
Sorry, y'all.
It ain't a Sophia show if you do not hear foghorn.
Seriously, no joke.
Just your dog, and you can't grab supplies.
Unfortunately, Pretty Boy Militia is going to have to be left. Like I say, it breaks my heart because, like, I love my animals. Y'all know this. But if he's injured, there's no way to bring him with. As far as not being able to access supplies, I am hoping that we are still able to grab our go bags, because they'll be right there in the vehicle front seat with us. So I'm hoping we're going to be able to grab our go bags, which will have, basic supplies to at least get through 72 hours. And obviously, like, our map, we've got a map in each of our go bags of the whole United States. So as long as we can grab our go bags, we'll be okay. I mean, I would assume that prior to this taking place, Mrs. Hutch and I would be in contact and, stuff like that. So we would know, how to get there. So I'm not too worried about not being able to contact her. She would probably be expecting us.
Right.
So, what do you do with your injured dog? Do you just leave him and let him die naturally, or do you shoot him
No,
to get him out of his
no.
misery?
I would put him out of his misery. He's such a good boy, and I would not leave him there to suffer.
That would be so hard. But yeah, it's the right thing to do. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good boy.
I love
Speaking
it.
Speaking of which, he's right here. So I'm like, oh my gosh, my boy.
I know it would
Right?
I think I'll be a whole mess after that, but
Look at him.
Militia. What did you get into? You get into something? Did you get into something? Are you naughty, naughty boy? Isha,
He's so pretty.
you did the pretty boy.
Militia.
He's been into something. He got into something. He's got white stuff on his fur. What'd you get into, Isha? Naughty.
Miss Hutch said she can't leave her baby.
No.
Stars said when you get to PA, 3 families already took it over. People camping in the yard as well.
They all gonna die, Stars. They all gonna die. Between me, Chris, and our oldest son, they're all gonna die. Like that's like point blank. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they got their whole family. Like in a situation like this, we all have beautiful humanity within us, right? We all have compassion and empathy. When it's about you and yours surviving, you become somebody ruthless. When it comes to you protecting your children, making sure your children survive, you will become ruthless. And so I don't care how many families are there. I don't care how long it takes me and Chris and William. They're all going to die, unfortunately. They done fucked up.
Miss Hutch talking about clean house.
Yep. And there's plenty of property to bury the bodies. So there's that.
Right. Carbon Q, you got a caveat?
I'm still thinking.
Oh, okay.
Because he already cleaned house, so I'm with it. I'm like, you go, girl.
Sophia and her husband and kids are badass.
I still wouldn't leave Hutch and Mrs. Hutch's house, though. I would stay there.
No. And that is one thing, Carbon, thank you for bringing up because, you know, my mind's racing. Okay, no, we got to go. We got to go. We got to go. But you're right. We've got limited supplies. We just did, I mean, let's just say bare minimum, we just did a 200-mile trek to their house. No, you're right. It would be tuck in and protect their property and stay there as long as we could.
Right. I think I would do the same. I know definitely I would do the same. Your odds are just better. The stuff that you can't take is already there.
Yes.
Yeah. And like Stars just said, there's other people at your new house. You're walking into a whole new mess.
Yeah. And you're right there. Everything that we had, everything we was bringing with us, we don't have. Right. So we're walking into an empty house. Okay. Yeah, there will be electricity, but there's going to be no, I mean, it's going to be bare.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's right. Yankee said in an EMP, strangers are only worth what they have.
Mm-hmm.
It's the absolute truth.
Yes.
And you know, and I've been thinking about it, you know, men and women are equal. I agree with that, but we're equal on different levels, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Men have the strength most of the time, but a woman's strength is completely different than a man's strength.
Mm-hmm. Miss Hutch read my mind because I'm thinking it's a homestead, so they have to have some type of tractor or something like that an EMP would not take out. I would I will go back to my car and just see if there's anything left there and hitch it on there and bring it back, whatever you have there. Just add to it. But she just said, heads up, they have Amish around. They have horses and buggies. So that's great too. Transportation.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And a horse will get you a whole lot further than having to hoof it.
That's for sure.
On foot. I just thought about how I said that. I was like, yeah. Horses have hoofs.
Yep.
Definitely. Awesome scenario,
Yeah, that was
Sophia.
good.
Thank y'all.
She
No,
had,
y'all, you guys really made me think about all different things. And like, I always try to be as prepared as I can, but like, seriously, Peach, these scenarios, um, I mean, they really get you thinking about things that you don't normally think. And it helps you to prepare even further, not just your mindset, but okay, if this happens, we got plan A, B, and C. And so yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
yes, ma'am. And I had thought about it. We've got the meetup coming in June. You know, what are we going to do if we're all in Missouri and we go into shift?
Everybody with bushcraft skills, better get to it.
Man, if
Right,
we're all together and shift happens though, like ain't nobody better mess with us. That's all I gotta say.
right.
Mhm.
You know, but all right, Sophia. I reckon it's my turn.
All right, just a minute. I gotta get Chris in here because Chris and I were both discussing the situation to give you. So hold on just one second. Let me get him.
All right,
Okay.
right, SS. I completely agree.
Mhm. What's wrong?
You ready to give Peach her
'Cause-
scenario?
I am making our daughter her lunch.
I gotcha. Okay, I'll start it off.
all right.
All right, so let's just say come fall,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking, end of October, maybe beginning of November. You go to sleep one night after one of the live streams and you wake up the next morning and you realize like everything's off in your house. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely no power. You grab your
Mm-hmm.
phone, there's nothing. Absolutely
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You grab your Baofeng, you turn it on, you're trying to pick up, you're kind of like, what's going on? Like the city, the area you live in is dead quiet. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up a channel on the Baofeng. You don't know who's broadcasting this, but it's saying there have been multiple EMPs that have hit every coast along the United States of America. We're talking California. We're talking even down into Mexico. We're talking the Gulf, Texas. You're talking Louisiana. You're talking Florida. I mean, all up the East Coast. Just multiple EMPs have hit
Simultaneously.
all at once.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing you do?
The first thing I do is I grab my bug out bag. I kiss the 3-year-old that I stay with on the head, and I tell him I love him. And I get the hell out of Dodge. I head for my backup location.
Okay. You realize as you're walking through the house, Heather ain't there. Nobody's there. The 3-year-old is there.
I'm taking him with me. I would get one of his little toys. I would attach my rope that's in my bug out bag to it, because obviously he's not going to be able to walk that far.
Right.
I would take and attach the rope, to myself. I'd tie it around my waist, and I would put him on the toy, and I would pull him. Obviously, it being a little motorized thing, it's going to be hard. we'd have to take the highway, because going through the dirt roads would be obviously tough because they're very, very sandy. From my location to my backup location.
Okay, roughly how long do you estimate it taking you to reach that backup location?
With the 3-year-old, it will probably take 4 to 5 hours.
About 2 hours into your trek, Peach, y'all are on the highway. You're approaching, I want to say more like where the highway would widen. You got maybe some overpasses and whatnot. And you see the military.
Military is being deployed.
You're seeing them. I mean, and it's not, oh, they're just, milling about or whatever. No, they're coming out in force. What's your plan?
My plan of action would be to take the 3-year-old off the toy, to obviously untie the rope from my waist, to put the 3-year-old on my side, because of course I'm going to have my bug out bag on my back, and to escape into the woods, to try to skirt the military and to be as quiet as possible. And luckily, the 3-year-old, if I tell him to be quiet, 9 times out of 10, if I use, a certain tone to my voice, he actually listens. He'll actually listen to me better in something like that than he would, his parents or his grandparents.
Right. So, trekking through the woods, there's other people with the same mindset, with the same, they're trying to get away. They're trying to, bug out, essentially.
Mm.
You're flanked by 4 men. How would you proceed knowing that you have 4 men following you?
I would stash the 3-year-old and circle back around. Of course, obviously pulling my knife out of my bag. With that many people, in the surrounding woods, obviously I would not want to use a pew-pew, because of the sound. Because sound carries here a lot because it is a lot of flat area. And I would do a little bit of guerrilla warfare on their ass. Come up behind them and right across their throat.
Very good.
Because even though the 3-year-old is technically, not mine, I'm still a mama bear.
Right.
So, I'm just gonna ask you the same thing I asked Sophia. It's an EMP.
Okay.
You checked your radio. You have no idea what's going on, right?
Right.
Why leave your home with a 3-year-old and head out versus, because when you break it down, right? So you're the adult. You're not gonna take a 3-year-old. Let's say that's 40 extra pounds that you have tied to your waist because you're pulling him. Okay, let's say 50 because the toy, I'm pretty sure has a couple pounds to it, right? Then you have your bug out bag. So let's make the bug out bag 15 to 20 pounds. That's almost what, 60, 65 or 60 or so pounds that you're pulling. Let's include your health, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 4-hour trek. Why put yourself through that fatigue mentally and running into issues like the military versus just staying in your house where you can secure the little one into a room and you still can move around your house and defend yourself. I'm just interested to know why that's
Num- right. Number one, where I stay at is too close to the town. And number two, my preps are all at my backup location as well as my family.
got you. Okay.
I would want to get the 3-year-old somewhere where he would be very well protected.
Okay.
Right.
And at the end of the day, his family would know where he was. They would know how to get to us, and whatnot, even though they're not the prepared mindset. A 3-year-old is defenseless.
Right.
I mean, yeah, they love to terrorize us to death, but, you know.
All right. Chris has a caveat. Go ahead, baby.
All right.
All right. Peach, you reach your secondary location. You're safe. You're fine. So is a 3-year-old. Over the next, let's say, 24 hours, you're hearing multiple explosions. You can definitely tell they are distant. They don't appear to be getting any closer, but something is going on. Something bad is happening. What is your next plan of action?
My next plan of action would be turn on my bow phone. If, scan the channels. Of course, I have the local police department, the local sheriff's office, all 911 stations on my bow phone. So obviously, I'm going to be, seeing if I can gain anything from that. However, if I cannot get any information off of that, I would assume that the explosions are coming from towards town. I'd probably wait, a day or so. And if the explosions continue, then I would leave the 3-year-old with my family. And I would, go try to gather information. Information is critical.
Okay, good. Obviously, these explosions are coming from the coastline area. Like I said, you're saying you're going to try and look, or you're trying to get information via comms, but most of that has probably been knocked out, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They are obviously trying to reestablish that, but it takes time. The explosions, as they start to diminish, are you going to stay, or are you going to bug out farther, maybe more, I don't want to say inland, but more centralized into the United States, I want to say?
With it being on the coastline, as long as the explosions stay on the coastline, I would remain where I was at. Because I am roughly 2.5 hours from the coast. Now, if they go to come in our way, then we would more than likely bug it out, and head further west.
Hold on, because Stars has a caviar.
Oh, okay.
Bad weather is often in Georgia. 2 hours into your walk, a tornado outbreak, van of people, and the van of people only place to take shelter. What do you do?
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Poor Peach.
I'm thinking because I know the area so well. I grew up right here in this little town. Obviously, the direction that I would be heading, I know just about everybody between here and my bug out location. If I know the people, I would, seek shelter with them. On the off chance that I did not know them, I would be seeking a culvert, I guess is what you would call it. The concrete pipes that run underneath driveways.
Right.
And God forbid they be a snake. Whew. Do not tell me
All
there's
right.
a snake in there.
Yankee says, you make it through all that with what stars put. Okay. You get to your bug out location. Backwoods is sitting on the front step eating a jar of my chicken cacciatore. He stops long enough to tell you this is his backup location now. How would you proceed?
With it being backwoods, I would honestly stop and think. Of course, it's going to throw me for a loop seeing my friend who lives in Arkansas my backup location. I'd probably stop and say, "Hey, brother, what are you doing here?" And then I'd be, "What the fuck did you do with my daddy, my stepmama, and my youngins?"
All right. Sekhmet says, you've gathered enough intel to determine the attack is domestic terrorism. Martial law has been declared. All forces are active and citizens are assumed hostile. You have to trek through Alligator Alley. You can't stash the tot safely, and you spot a small brigade. What you doing?
Ooh, nice.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh.
I'll go back home.
I am going to attempt. At this point, I am going to look at anyone I come into contact with as hostile. Of course, me being me, I do not have any, pew-pews. I'm being open and honest because, that's the way I am. All I have as far as weaponry are knives. Because I have not been through the proper training for pew-pews. But the first thing I would attempt to do, of course, would be I would probably drop my bug out bag at that point. Leave it somewhere where I could get back to. I would attempt to circle behind the unit, the brigade. Anyway, I go, I'm gonna laugh at that. But anyway. But I am going to attempt to circle behind the brigade, and hopefully at least one of them will kind of maybe step off to relieve themselves or something. I would go guerrilla on them and take their pew-pew. And
Monique is crazy.
right, I'm sitting here trying not to laugh. I will go gorilla on them, take their pew-pew, and attempt to get further away from them in the event, especially to protect the 3-year-old.
Very good, Peach. Very good.
I think we should rest our brain.
Anybody else have
I just have
any
a question.
caveat?
It's
Go
more
ahead.
of a, so your secondary bug out location, right? You have preps there,
Mhm.
and you don't have any preps in your home right now, like where you are?
I do at the moment, but of course they will be going to my backup location because of number one, I don't really have the room here for them,
Mhm.
and number two, no matter what goes down, I will be bugging out.
Okay.
Exactly, Mrs. Hutch. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. One day I'll have to show y'all my knives. I have quite a few of them. Pocket knives, survival knives, tactical knives. Yeah, I'm a knife person.
So my thing is like I think so, SOS just said it's military deployed, right? So they have body armor,
hmm
helmets, and those
hmm
things. You would take your chances with the knife in multiple soldiers with firearms to get to the secondary, or would it make sense to stay where you are since multiple EMPs went off? You really don't know what's going on, just a whole bunch of them going off at the same time in different locations.
Now, if I see the military before leaving my present location,
Mhm.
I will remain in my location because we do have enough food in the house to survive a few days.
Right.
And I would proceed from there. I would, try to let them get out of the area.
Right. So the reason why I'm asking that is because I do believe 3-year-old his mom might make it back to the house. Therefore, you have somebody else to help you, and you have a third party there besides the little boy. You, the little boy, and the mom. I do believe her name is Heather to
Yeah,
assist
no,
as
no,
versus just
yeah.
bugging.
Heather's the nana, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought you did well. I was just asking. I like people's mindsets. I want to see like why that avenue right away.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I have a 23-year-old and a 11-year-old. Myself,
Okay.
and they are at my backup location. They live there. So ultimately, it would be, you know, in in my mind, it would be get to the girls, get to the girls, get to the girls. Because not only do my girls live there, so does my elderly father.
Okay.
And he is not in the best of health.
Mhm.
So,
Wow. You got a caviar.
oh my Lord, Monique.
Damn it, Monique.
But it's actually a good
It is. It
yeah.
is. Of course, give him, some pain reliever, Orajel, some baby Motrin or Tylenol, and get him calmed down. And then I would proceed from there. If I had to, I would remain in my location because ultimately, his protection, I know my girls will be taken care of, but ultimately his security would be in my best interest because I could not leave him behind. Not alone and everything else. Exactly, SS. They are very, very active right now. I went through there last week. And I may very well be going through there this week again, so I'm not sure yet.
Mm, no, I
It's, yeah.
disagree with that one. I mean, it's your sons and daughters that's going into that military. A lot of those kids were smart, and now they have
Hmm.
training. A lot of those kids may be running from something, and the military is their way out. They have a lot of smarts. They just got to figure out how to use it and apply it. We underestimate youth. Youth has a lot going for them, and in the right hands, they can be very deadly. So,
Yes.
and think of your younger self. You know, in time, you became who you are. I wouldn't put it past them. There's always one in the bunch or two in the bunch that, you know, they from the streets or
Right.
parents who taught them quite a bit, and
Hmm.
Oh, and the younger they are, the more fearless they are.
exactly. We're more cautious. They're like whatever, and they heal much faster than we do, right? So
Right.
they're faster. They're quicker. It is what it is.
Yep, Mrs. Hutch, I know he is. And I would definitely be willing to give you my information to give to him in case of a shift and he has to get the hell up out of there. Because I know for him to be y'all's son, he's a good boy.
Hugs, Mrs. Hutch.
Hmm.
Absolutely. That's true, SS.
And I'm just saying that because my son is in the military, and I see my son dramatically change.
Hmm.
I'm actually like at awe at the difference in him. So he might go in a little, soft, but if they stick it out and finish it, and if they have it in them, and they have parents or loved ones that's former military, I'm pretty much sure, or any type of skill set, whether it's boxing, martial arts, whatever the case may be, they just have it's all in your upbringing. I wouldn't underestimate children going into the army and coming out being something to play with. Some places have children as their army,
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're doing damage.
And
absolutely.
they are trained to be ruthless.
I'm not saying you said that, Sekhmeth. I'm just speaking on you know our thought patterns. Just by looking at them, we think that they're not much, but that soft looking kid, that nerdy looking kid, is probably like a mastermind bomber. You don't know.
Exactly. Look at Timothy McVeigh. I mean, he wasn't military as far as to my knowledge, but he was nerdy looking.
Mm-hmm. Don't underestimate
And
anybody.
right, you can find a lot of stuff on the internet now that will point you to how to make certain things that will go boom.
Mm-hmm.
You, that would actually be some good information to put in your notebooks. I print off a lot of stuff you know, for shift situation. So that would actually be a good idea to add. Oh, I understand,
Sharon,
Miss Sharon.
Sharon, I do have one thing to say to that as far as youngsters who have been really into video gaming and, going to the military and whatnot. I only say this because I have experience, not as far as any of my kids going in the military, but my oldest son loves video gaming and he loves, first person shooter games. Um, that boy, every time we go to the range, his accuracy is like nothing I've ever seen before. So that's all I'll say about, as far as video gaming and this and that. Yeah.
It definitely develops the hand-eye coordination.
It does. Like, I could not believe the last time we went to the range, and no matter what pew pew he had, he was dead on balls accurate.
Mm-mm-mm. That's awesome.
I completely agree, SS. They really are. Video games, really started getting a lot of flack when a certain event went down. We're not really supposed to discuss. Hey, Radio Prepper, how are you? But I believe in. I'm one of those parents that certain games will actually help. I don't know about the first person pew pew games and stuff like that. You too, Rockadoodle. Have a good one. I'm glad you stopped in. But like I used to play the racing games, and it actually helped me on my defensive driving. The need for speed and stuff like that. I didn't do GTA, but now my eyesight's bad enough that I actually can't play those. They will give me migraines.
Like Chris with our kids, like it wasn't like our son is going to be 14 tomorrow. He wasn't allowed to start playing first person shooter games and whatnot until just this past year. And that was after, I mean, that's been after years and years of him going to the range with us, learning safety, I mean, that's the biggest thing is like a lot of people do let their kids start playing those kind of video games. I think it probably not such a great age. I think I think our kids need to understand, yeah, it's a video game, but life isn't a video game. Therefore, in real life, you need to know how to safely handle a firearm. I mean, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. It's not just about picking one up and, pulling that trigger. And hopefully, one day soon I will have that training. And my dad was actually going to teach me, but with the way his health has went down, heal so quickly, I wish we had done it sooner. But, that's on me. That's not on him. That's not on my mom. That's on me. Because I've always been terrified of them. But now I've seen, it's more of a healthy amount of respect for them. Yeah,
Well,
Sister Marie, I've seen people do that.
oh yeah, a lot of people do that. Devices, video games, it's a babysitter, but I think also you can learn a lot from it. And video games can be helpful in some instances. Now, I just say that from my own experiences, y'all. I mean, to each their own.
All right. Ah. well, that's like both my girls, they grew up with, the video game devices and whatnot. But we also, we made them go outside and play. The only time that they were allowed, they was only allowed a couple of hours to play the game, throughout the day. And I know some people, like Yankee was saying, he didn't have a choice.
No, and that's it. Like our kids get, a little bit of time during the week because school obviously comes first. But like on the weekends, especially right now with all the upheaval in our life, like they play.
Right. Absolutely. And the one video game that I actually miss is Guitar Hero. That was my shit. I don't do war games and first person pew pew games and stuff like that, but that's just my preference.
Well, Peach, I think you did an excellent job today with scenarios. Carbon,
Thank
you
you.
are totally just. I'm
Carbon,
like so obsessed with you, Carbon Q, and all your stuff. Truly.
thank you, thank you. This was really great, guys. It was very thought provoking. I absolutely had a great time. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, ma'am. You always welcome to come up on my panel. Just
Thank
shoot
you.
me an email, and I'm sure I'll be emailing you, in the future. And we do the Women's Wednesday panel as well. Talking about preps and all. If you ever want to join, just hit me up. I've enjoyed this so much.
Thank
I
you.
love my Sundays.
Yes, you did it.
Carbon, you got anything coming up for your channel?
No, Carbon kind of wings it because I have so much going on. So like other responsibilities, but I should be back on Saturday. On Thursday the 7th, I'll be on with Angry Prepper.
Awesome.
So
Heck yes.
yeah. Shout out
Heck
to
yeah.
Prepper Tribe. I actually got that opportunity through him. So I
Hey,
think that
Peach,
Yeah.
can you have one of the mods drop Carbon's link, Angry's link in chat? So if anybody wants to go over there and see it, they got the links right there. I mean, I know a lot of us do, but anybody who may catch, the replay on this.
Right. Absolutely. Please drop the ladies' links as well as Angry's link, Prepper Tribe. What y'all know my list, guys. And make sure to drop Sophia's for tonight. And Hutch is actually going live in about 37 minutes as well.
That's awesome. Everybody just work out. Try to do whatever you can. It doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair.
Damn rooster.
Workouts. Just get your health in order. You're gonna need it.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
100%.
When you have some downtime during the day, and you're sitting there, you're thinking, think of different ways to look at different angles. I'm a firm believer that God puts thoughts in our head for a reason. We're meant to think of different things.
Yeah.
Thank you, Backwoods. Yankee, absolutely. I could not kill my big brother.
Thank you, y'all.
But ladies, I have enjoyed this, and I want to give a huge shout out to Prepper Tribe for allowing me to use one of his beats. When I first heard Doomsday's Coming, I absolutely fell in love with that track. It resonated with me on a level to I can be having the worst day ever, and I can listen to that track,
Uh-huh.
and it settles me. And yeah, I know that sounds weird because it's talking about doomsday, but it actually causes me to focus.
Yeah. He does really, really dope beats. And I like Dusty Data's. I think he does it all. He puts together the right before you put your YouTube on the
Hmm.
beginning. But he does like really good work too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He
does really.
does.
There's a lot of amazing content creators in our community, and we're very lucky, y'all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Peach,
I'm
I'm going to jump off of here. I got to get lunch
Yeah.
and got to get a couple things in order. I cannot thank you enough for having me.
Yep. Definitely.
Absolutely.
All
Gotta-
y'all have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
You-
Thank
you
you,
for having me.
Monique, for dropping the links.
Yes, thank you so much. I just came back from working out, so I gotta go wash my hair and start my chores. But I do
Yes,
thank everyone
ma'am.
through and great conversation. Thank you so much for having me. And I'll see you guys
Yes,
later.
ma'am.
Okay.
See you
Bye.
later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Guys, this has been awesome. Monique, don't forget Backwoods as well. And did we get Hutch?
I just made changes to the internet online because I can't see past
Yes, definitely. Yes, do not forget Natives Reload every morning, Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. I don't get to make it in for the live very often, but when I do, I absolutely enjoy it. I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all stay prepped up. Y'all stay prayed up. And I'm gonna let Tribe take us out. Sorry, I'm pretty excited about this video.
Doomsday's coming. Doomsday's coming.